It's been a while, but it's back. Totally interesting. Transfer stories.
I don't want to do this video. What, Spurs not signing anyone. Why should I do it? I've already seen the running order. Neymar.
Yeah, well,
PSG.
That's a big story. It's an interesting story. But hey,
what?
There is some Tottenham news for you. You've been linked with a player.
Who?
Yeah.
What, Barkley? Isco? Wilfried Zaha?
Damari Gray. Run the titles. Hello everyone and welcome to Totally Interesting Transfer Stories. Every time, every single time. We're going to be going through 5 or 6 maybe transfer stories that everyone's talking about and giving our opinions on it, but we want to hear your opinions as well in the comments. If you enjoy some tits in your life, then hit that like button, do us a favour. Or if you're in the algorithm crew, again, hit that like, we appreciate it. We're going to ask your opinion on it. We've got Shabs, another work experience. It's like a factory in here.
150 likes, you get to see James.
We're going straight for that early doors, are we? Alright, fair enough. Well, yeah, go on then. 150, that's low, isn't it? We were 500 at one point.
200.
Right, yeah, let us know what you think. I'm going to say yes or no in terms of if you would like to see these transfers happen. Then we'll look at the comments and we'll decide. That's not the right thing, is it?
No.
Let's kick off with, there it is. PSG hoping to complete the signing of Neymar within the next 24 to 48 hours. This would be the biggest transfer of the entire summer, probably of a good few summers. According to football chief editor on RMC Sport, Mohamed Mouhafsi, Neymar will join the PSG Giants on Wednesday in a £196 million deal.
Apparently, he's fed up.
He's fed up.
He's not happy.
I'm annoyed. Who is this messy bloke? He's doing my head in, scoring these goals and breaking these records.
Apparently, he wants to win the World Footballer of the Year, FIFA World Footballer of the Year.
What's that Ballon d'Or?
Can't do it while at Barcelona in Messi's shadow. But what I don't understand is if he's at PSG, it's not like Messi doesn't exist. It's not like he just goes away. It's not like when you're a kid and you hide and you think no one can see you.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Well, so this is the thing, isn't it? Messi signed a new deal, and so in terms of it, I'm looking at the comments now. Let us know: will it happen or won't it happen? And so, yes or no, Y or N. That's how you spell yes or no. Vote now. Will this transfer happen? Would you like to see it happen? So Neymar, this is the problem. Messi has signed a new contract. Okay, that's happened.
Yeah.
So he's going to be around for a long time. So the idea is that, and this is a big thing for Brazilian players, I think, and there's a great article with Tim Vickery on BBC Sport talking about why this transfer could actually happen, and it's because Neymar wants that Ballon d'Or. He wants to be known as one of the greats, like Ronaldo who's won it, like Kaká who's won it, like Ronaldinho who's won it.
Is he going to win the Ballon d'Or in France? Has anyone ever won the Ballon d'Or playing for a French team? Let us know in the comments.
Has anyone? Yeah.
How can he? Well, and you have to be playing. You've got to be playing in Germany, Spain, or England to win the Ballon d'Or. And really, you've got to be playing in Spain. Well,
that's a good point as well. Do you agree with that? Do you have to be in France? I think the important thing is probably the Champions League. Whoever wins the Champions League often, and it's the same with the World Cup, whoever wins the World Cup, a player from that team often wins the Ballon d'Or, those big titles, those big personal titles.
Isn't this a massive step back for him? I know that PSG have a lot of money, but isn't he... Barcelona are such an elite football club. And I know PSG, all of their success is bankrolled, but he's at the greatest football club in the world, pretty much.
I think what's interesting is that it's a World Cup year as well. That's the other thing. And this is Neymar going into his prime, and he wants to do something big with Brazil. He wants to get that. He wants to win a World Cup. And again, if he gets those two, then he's going to get the Ballon d'Or. But is this worth the money? One player, £196 million.
Yeah, I mean, he's worth the money in today's transfer market.
How much money is he going to bring back, I guess? He is the number one star. No, I guess he's not. It's Lionel Messi once again. I was going to say he's the number one star in South America, but he's not.
Essentially the third best player in the world, isn't he? Although, interestingly, my dad doesn't rate him.
Your dad doesn't rate him?
No, I was talking to him the other day. We were having a cup of tea, and he went, I was talking about, see that Messi, that Neymar, he's going to go to PSG, and he goes, don't rate him. What do you mean you don't rate him? He's watched football since 1961, my old man. He doesn't rate Neymar.
Just to say, I'm looking at the comments. Are we all right with is the audio okay? It's rustling away, Flav. Sort your life out. This is a good talking point. Just quickly, let us know players who, for some reason, you just don't rate them. I'll give you one. Dani Alves. Don't rate him. Every time I've seen him, you can't put a cross in. I'm sure I'm wrong. Certain I'm wrong. But he's that player that I don't know. For some reason, I'm not sure about him. Barca will cash in, says Haviz Roti. Do you think they will? I mean, that leads us on to our second transfer. Let's head over to our second transfer, which is the fact that Liverpool have rejected an £89 million bid for Philippe Coutinho. This is another one that's rumbled on through the summer. And Jurgen Klopp has insisted that the Brazilian will not be sold. So the Mirror, the guys who are claiming this, I guess this is one of those where there might be a bit of a ripple effect. If the Neymar deal happens and he goes to PSG, then they've got a lot of money to spend. One might be Verratti that might come back to Barcelona. They want him to be the sort of the new Xavi. I guess he's got an Iniesta vibe to a point, but he's probably not. He's probably more of a Xavi. And then you've got Coutinho, who would fill in that role for Neymar. I mean, Klopp is coming out and saying it's not happening.
Would he though? He's a good player, but he's not anywhere near Neymar's level.
So 89 million, let us know in the comments as well. Would you take that money, Flaveleni?
89 million, yeah, you would. Like, Gareth Bale went for less, so... obviously the transfer market's mental, and we've talked about this at length, but it's a case of whether or not he wants to go or not. If he wants to stay, then Liverpool shouldn't sell up. Why wouldn't he want to go to Barcelona? I mean, all the noises coming out of the rumours in the press suggest that he does want to go. So it's about how happy can he be playing at Liverpool when he could go and play at Barcelona. Yeah,
I think I really do think if the Neymar deal happens, then I think he'll go, because why does it continue like this? Obviously, they'll get to a point where it might be 100 mil, which is outrageous. I mean, he's a great player, but it is too much. But if that happens, then they've got the money to spend. It's a bit like the Andy Carroll deal. He's not worth 35 million, but you had that money in the bank.
Do you know he got the same number as assists as Coutinho last season? Matic. Really? That's a fun fact for you.
Yeah, nice little fact there. Bringing you the goal. Players that people don't rate for no reason. Kante, Guled Mohammed says. Craig won't be like that because he's Chelsea fan, so he likes Kante. But he doesn't like defensive midfielders. He doesn't bring Craig. He doesn't think they bring enough. So maybe that's why this guy doesn't like Kante. Someone doesn't rate Messi as well. Do you think Messi's overrated?
Is he overrated?
It's one of those difficult questions.
No. I mean, how can you answer that? He's rated by everybody on earth, but he deserves it. So no, he's not overrated.
How much
is he underrated?
Oh, no, he's not for me, because he should have won the World Cup, and he should have been in that final. He was poor, and the semi-final as well. Coutinho, how much of an impact would losing him have on Liverpool if they don't get Van Dijk, who we're going to talk about in a second?
What, was Van Dijk going to play at number 10?
No, it's different, isn't it? Like you lose Coutinho, but you get Van Dijk. Would you rather have Coutinho or Van Dijk? Who do they need more, Coutinho or Van Dijk? Let us know.
They need Coutinho more.
Yeah,
they need to keep him.
But they've got Mane, they've got Lallana, they've got decent players.
Yeah, but they're not. Coutinho would start if he's fit. He starts. Therefore, they miss him, and replacing him is not easy. It's going to cost a lot of money to replace someone of his ilk.
We've got some good ones here. James doesn't rate Higuain. Sean Mahoney, Carl Walker, I do not rate. This is a good one. Jose Pena, and I kind of agree. I don't rate Sergio Ramos. He scores a lot of goals, I get that. But he gets sent off a hell of a lot as well.
Yeah, he's a pain in the arse.
Mazel Preston, don't rate Lukaku. Ewan Campbell, Bale, doesn't rate Bale. Happy with that?
Well, I don't care.
So let us know, if you lose Coutinho, or who would you rather have at the start of next season, Coutinho or Van Dijk in your team? Moving on to that, we're going to head over to the Van Dijk story. So he's set for crunch talks with Southampton this week. He's been training on his own, which I find that really weird. Do you still come in at the same time? How does it work when you train on your own?
Well, they all arrive together and then he just gets sent off.
Right, yeah. Right, guys. How you get?
And how does he know what to do?
Not you, Virgil.
How does he know what to do? Is he just sitting there doing sort of kick-ups? Or?
And there's always one auxiliary coach who just jogs around the pitch with him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always find that strange. Like, what are they actually doing when they're training? But so he's been training on his own. 60 million he's rated as. Southampton captain, of course, last year. Everyone knows he's a great player. And Liverpool were accused by Southampton of tapping him up. And they said no more. I go, well, look, we apologise, we're staying. It was like basically a big guy going like that. And he goes, oh, okay.
We're staying away from him. We're not interested for a bit.
Give it a couple of months. Let the dust settle.
And then we're coming back.
As a Liverpool fan, do you give two shits? Do you care that you've said quite clearly we're not going to go near him now? We're a club of principle, a club of morals, and now you're swanning back.
Of course, they don't care. They just want the player. They don't care. What do you mean a club of principles and a club of morals? They defended Suarez. That's not a club of principles and a club of morals, is it?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I put a tweet out saying if Van Dijk's available, then Spurs should buy him. And the reaction from Spurs fans wasn't that great. It was. I think he's an incredible player, but it wasn't a unanimous yes. Let's go and get him.
Really?
Yeah, no. A lot of people think he's a bit overhyped.
Well, apparently Chelsea are looking at him a little bit as well. I think Chelsea become favourites if they get Van Dijk. If you swap him for Cahill, that's an amazing back three.
What if Spurs get him?
If Spurs get him, you don't need him.
Vertonghen, Alderweireld and Van Dijk as a back three, that is not bad. That's sexy.
Hafiz Rotti, again, I've read you out twice, mate. You've done all right, haven't you? Coutinho, he would choose over Van Dijk. Van Dijk is a luxury centre-back. As long as, Brandon says, as long as Van Dijk comes, who gives a shit? Fair point. Carl Abbott, fuck morals.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And Stephen Georgie, I love Flav's Twitter. There you go.
Thank you, mate.
That's
Cheers.
all right,
That's good.
Let's keep moving on and let's move. Let's stay in Merseyside.
When are we going to talk about Tottenham?
We'll get there. Everton, transfer target, Gylfi Sigurdsson, tipped for Swansea exit.
It is madness what's going on in Everton. I just can't believe my ears.
So, yeah, we'll get into like the amount of midfielders that Everton have got. And so, yes or no, let's get it poll going again in the comments. Y or N? Sigurdsson. Everton fans, or if you're not Everton fan, do they need him? Do they need another guy? And we'll read out the list in a second. But the story is this. They've had a £40 million bid rejected, Everton have, from Swansea. Swansea holding out for $50 million. That is a sentence that just, you can read that again and again, it just doesn't sound right. Swansea hold out for full $50 million, according to the Telegraph. First of all, is he worth it?
That question doesn't mean anything anymore. It doesn't mean anything. Is he worth £50 million?
Struggle then.
Well, is he worth £50 million? No. But in the current, is that what it's going to cost to get him in the current climate? Yes. So he's worth what people are willing to pay.
Okay. Is he worth that to Everton?
He is a very, very good player. I was sad to see him go at Spurs. It's just that we bought Eriksen at the same time. Eriksen's going to play number 10. Sigurdsson was put out wide at Tottenham, and obviously his best position is behind that striker. So I think he'd be an excellent, brilliant signing for Everton. Is he better than Barkley though? I don't know. So
Paul Clement has asked for a quick resolution to the situation. Of course, you can imagine that. Look, 2 weeks ago to the season, and your best player looks like he's going to be on his way out. He's missed the pre-season tour to the US, and Leon Britton on 5 Live the other day said he doesn't think he'll be there at the start of the season. For Swansea, and like I can only go from QPR experience, when we sold Les Ferdinand, wow. 6 million we got, loads of money, but we bought Simon Osborne, Gregory Goodridge and Ned Zellick. No, you haven't heard of them because they were awful.
I've heard of Ned Zellick.
Yeah, Ned Zellick was crazy. Ned Zellick follows us on Twitter, bizarre. But when you lose that player, he contributed 22 goals last season. That's a massive, massive loss. So you read out the other midfielders. All right, so would he even start?
This is Everton's current midfield if Sigurdsson signs. Schneiderlin, Gay, Tom Davies, Barkley, Barry, McCarthy, Besic, Klaassen, Sigurdsson, Sandro, Rooney, arguably, Lookman, Lennon, Balassi and Morales. That is insane.
That is a lot of players.
They do not need him.
They don't need him. Whereas Shabs is an Everton fan. He says Sigurdsson will play left wing, was it? Because you got Klaassen in the middle. Doesn't work there.
It didn't work at Tottenham. He's not mobile enough to play on that left-hand side. As a 10, he's brilliant. You're not getting the best out of him. I don't know so Klaassen. Where does Klaassen play?
Centre mid at the moment, but I think in the near future we'll probably replace him with Guy. I think Guy will probably get moved to the bench to fit Sigurdsson in the number 10.
So Idrissa Gueye on the bench. Ped will be
definitely not Gay then.
Not happy with that. No. Guy, whatever.
Guy. Okay.
Right. Lots of yeses, a few no's. It's probably about 50-50. I'd say probably yes. Yes, because Barkley is going, says Alex Black.
That's a good point.
Dan Mallon, stupid money, he's shite. Positive comment, Everton will finish top 6. You had it from positive comment first. Yeah. 50 million for free kicks and corners, says a Paratim Das.
That's harsh. Very harsh.
Doran's lie, yes, we need him. Do you need him? You don't need him.
You don't need him.
You don't need him.
Swansea need him.
The censored games, all set pieces. Yeah, that's a good point. Swansea probably.
Swansea need him.
One comment as well, I can't spot it now, but it was basically saying that if you're... Here we go. Drov Raval. If Sigurdsson goes for 50 million, then 195 million for Neymar is a bargain.
Yeah,
Lee Farrell says he's underrated.
He's 4 times the player that Sigurdsson is.
12 million max for the lad, says someone as well.
Wow.
Right, so that's Sigurdsson. Yeah, keep letting us know in the comments below if you think that Sigurdsson is... I mean, we know he's a great player, but is he the right fit for Everton? I think you're kind of... It's getting too far now. You've even got Balassi. Ballassi's going to come back.
You're going too far.
You're going too far now. That's
too
enough.
much.
That's enough now. We're going to save Spurs to right to the end. Chelsea interested in signing Leicester's Danny Drinkwater.
God, this has got to be lined up as the most boring transfer on earth, isn't it? Who gives a shit? Really? Who gives a shit? Danny Drinkwater does.
Yeah.
All the money. Who gives a shit? Like, it's the most boring transfer ever. Craig, do you give a shit? No, he shakes his head
in dismay.
And he's a Chelsea fan.
I think this is a smart bit of business.
Do you, Jim?
I do. So Sky Sports say that this is one that might be on the cards. Weird thing is, he's just signed. I think he signed a 4-year deal, maybe like the year before. So he's got a lot of time left. However, if in terms of Chelsea, him going to Chelsea, it's going to be a bit like a Steve Sidwell or a what's his name? Scotty Parker. Thank you. Scott Parker. He's going to go there, not start, play when he has to, and not be a bad influence in the dressing room. Jack Rodwell, to a point as well, yeah. He's going to go there, and look, say Bakayoko gets injured, or even Kante can't play for a bit. You've got a good guy who can come in and fill in there and just do a job. I think it's a smart bit of business if they can get him.
Yeah, it's just boring. If I was him, I wouldn't give up what I got at Leicester. They're on the up. Craig Shakespeare's on the march. They could mount.
Craig Shakespeare's on the march.
They could mount. Leicester will mount a top half challenge this year.
This is quite good. Tony Angelino. Oh, fuck off, James. Well, look, that's my opinion. I think he'd fit in well. I don't think he's never going to start, but he's not going to start.
No, I just think he's just telling you generally to fuck off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to read the comments, so I'm going to have to keep going. Where are we? And Spale Pin Fanash. Drinkwater to Chelsea is the worst fucking transfer of the summer.
It is, I agree.
Drinkwater is perfect for QPR. I'd love to see him at QPR. MW Sherlock. Danny Drinkwater's future is as promising as his hairline. Nice. I like that. I think it'd be a good deal. What I would say is if your Loftus-Cheek has just gone to Crystal Palace or Chalabar, or any lone player, lone midfielder who's come through the ranks and won the Youth Cup, you've got to be fuming if this comes to be.
I don't think they're fuming. I don't think they really care. But the Chelsea and Conte are not interested in building their legacy, are they? They're interested in winning trophies, and it's all well and good if you can do that and then win something. And if we did it at Spurs, it'd be important. But ultimately, it's about winning trophies, isn't it? And Chelsea's way has proved successful before, so. They don't really give a shit about the opinions and feelings of Chalobah and Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah, true. From Antonio Conte's point of view, I actually think this is a good one for him. I think he's spotted him a little cheeky little squad player. He's not going to let you down. He's clearly a leader. He can play in big games. I think that's a good.
Speaking of Conte, Greg said something funny earlier. He's like,
no, he didn't.
He did. Just after Morata signed, Conte came out and said, "My dream signing would be Harry Kane." Morata's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, come on! I've just become the main guy.
Literally just signed.
That's devastating. That's harsh. He doesn't need to hear that.
No.
Harvey Fuller, where do Spurs need to strengthen? Go on, you want to answer that question before we get into your transfer news?
I mean, fuck, the whole second string. We need 11 players that are willing to sit on the bench. That's what we need. And that's why it's so bloody difficult.
Yeah, that's true.
Like who? What? Drinkwater would be a good signing.
He'd do a job.
Yeah, he would do a job. I'd bring him in.
The water boy. Better than you says in capital letters, no need. The reason why he's going is because of the English quota. I think he means quota. So they need to get a few English boys in.
That's a good point.
So that's Drinkwater. Spurs. Let's head over to Spurs. Well, nice link from Leicester to Spurs. Who's Leicester City's best player if Mahrez goes and Vardy can't play?
Probably Albrighton.
And he's on the bench.
Well, you got Morgan and Hoof. They're pretty good, aren't they?
Solid, yeah, really solid. But and Drinkwater's obviously gone. Yeah. So, but forget them. You want more
Kasper
attacking.
Schmeichel.
I'm thinking more attacking.
Right, okay.
Thinking more attacking. Who's their best player?
Demarai Gray.
Demarai Gray, exactly. Yeah. It's obvious. It's clear for all to see. And he's been linked with Spurs. Yep. Sky Sports News understands there are a number of clubs interested in Leicester, including Everton. Give it a rest. Tottenham,
Yes.
And Borussia Dortmund.
What?
Leicester are reluctant to sell Demarai Gray, who's still under long-term contract.
Yeah.
It's understood that Gray's frustrated by the lack of game time that he's been given at Leicester.
Can't get in the Leicester team.
So is this one of those that you like? We've been talking about. I was chatting to who was I chatting to yesterday? I forgot his name. The other lad, the lad on the Fighting Cock in the pub.
Oh, T.
Chatting to T about Spurs, and he was saying that the problem you've got is you haven't got the money to go get the juggernaut.
Yeah.
And anyone else who comes in is not going to start. So you're going to have to get a guy who's maybe younger, who believes he can make his way into the team.
Yeah, it's about getting people with the right mental attitude as well. Because if you look at Trippier, he signed, and Davies signed, knowing that they weren't going to be first team players, and both of them towards the end of the season played. You know, and it's about you coming and proving. Pochettino says, when you sign for Tottenham, you don't come here to play, you come here to train. I decide who plays, not you. So you got to.
Has he actually said that?
Yeah.
That's
it's cool,
pretty
isn't it?
cool.
Yeah, it's
That
cool.
is cool.
Yeah. So you know, in that instance, someone with potential would be willing to be moulded and wait for their chance and take it when it comes. Maybe that is a good signing. I've been impressed with him when I've seen him play, albeit sparingly.
Yeah, because he's not getting enough opportunities. Did well for England in the under-21s in the summer. Let's have a look at some of your comments. Is Demarai Gray good enough to go to Spurs?
It's not a fair question. He's not good enough to start every week, but he's good enough potentially.
Has he got the potential?
Yeah.
Right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Right, what have we got here? Chris Harang, Okazaki to Spurs.
No,
don't want him.
no, thank you. I'll take Iheanacho, but again, would he sign for Tottenham?
Iheanacho, he's signing for Leicester.
I know that. Yeah, 25
Abhishek Patnalis at Iheanacho. Kovacic.
Don't know who it is.
Yeah. Here's a question. Mazel Preston, is Matic to Man United a good signing?
Why are you laughing? Who is it?
Did I say it wrong? Contreras.
Don't know. Don't care.
We'll
Don't want him.
later.
Don't want him.
Matic to Man United, is that a good deal?
I think it's an excellent signing. Obviously, we talked about it a little bit before, but Mourinho knows him, trusts him. He's going to free up Pogba to become the player that we all know he is. It's perfect.
Okay. Right, last few comments, let's read them out. Blue, too young, Leicester need to do well. Not sure what that means.
Better than winning the league? Weller than that.
Well, yeah, he needs to do weller. Abdullah Saeed, Gray is brilliant. I really like Gray, I'll be honest. I do like him. I saw him a long time ago, Flav, when he played against Brentford for Birmingham, and he was wicked. And if that doesn't mean he's a Champions League player, I don't know what is. What will?
Any questions about QPR?
Get them in.
Is that the end?
The way James plays with that Mac only has a month left in it, if lucky. Don't know what that means. All right, so that's your totally interesting transfer stories, Flav. Did you enjoy it?
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah, if you enjoyed a bit of tits in your life, hit like. Oh, hang on. Only on 108. Didn't hit the 150 to see the big ones.
All right, let's...
Fortunate. Unlucky, lads.
Well, give him a chance. Right, you've got 30 seconds to get to 150 likes. We won't say a word. We're just going to stare down the camera. 30 seconds. If you do it, you get 150. James gets his totally interesting transfer stories out. Ready? To 30.
Yeah, 30 seconds on the clock. Hang on, when's 30 then? 10, 9, 8.
157! Get in there! Just like that! That is how you do it! Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Get your tits out, James, right now.
That is hilarious. 186.
Amazing. Amazing. 209. Keep it going. He's getting his trousers off. 300. Trousers off. Come on, boys.
Right. Thank you for watching the video.
Get your tits out.
Thank you, Dan Rag, for disliking. Appreciate the effort. We'll be back again very soon, I'm sure.
What do you mean?
I'm going to do it.
All right.
If you enjoyed this and you enjoy these videos, then please hit subscribe. It does do us well. It keeps us in a job essentially. So and I'm doing. This is going down a horrible road. So yeah, not really know what to say. This is fucking weird. Absolutely.
Tits out for the lads.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Here you go. Get a bit of action.
Fucking beautiful.